Hi guys and welcome. You're joining me today for a tutorial on working with shirring elastic, and I'm going to be showing you how to get your professional finish on tops. Now the top I'm going to be making is actually one for my youngest daughter, Katie, and it's a really semi-sheer fabric. But what I'm going to be doing, once it's completely made up, I'm going to double up on it and make it so that it's going to be more opaque and not transparent, so if she decided to wear it without a bra on holiday, you wouldn't be able to see through it. So keep watching to see that, to see how that's done. So let's get started, guys. This is one that I've done my daughter, and she's a 36 bust. And it looks like it's for a child, doesn't it? But that stretches out lovely to her. She's already tried this on and it fits lovely on her. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark along to get the lines, and again it's up to you how many sheared lines you want. But where I've cut that at 19, I'm coming an inch in, and that's going to give me you know, my turn upon both ends, and then a little bit of frill on both ends. So I'm going to mark it every inch as I'm coming down. Now you can do it every centimetre to have more if you want. And the red one that I did, I've done it to a rockabilly style, because I've done it in red and white gingham with a halter neck strap. Now I'll try that on for you later and show you what that looks like. But on this particular one, I'm just doing deeper lines. And as I'm coming along, I'm going to draw the lines and connect the marks. And this is done on the right side of the fabric, because you've got your elastic in your bobbin case underneath and just plain cotton on top. But the elastic does need to be underneath the fabric. Right, so I'm going to carry on doing that the full way across, because I've already done the other side. Right, so I've got my piece of fabric and it's all marked up all the way across. So I'm going to start first of all by overlocking the top and the bottom. Now what I need to do now then, I need to fetch the other side of the fabric round. So I'm going to stitch this to make it a loop. Right side of fabric facing each other, stitching it on the wrong side. And I'm going to make sure here that I've got the lines matched up. But that is all my tube that I need now. Right, so first of all then I'm going to be stitching the top and bottom hem down, and obviously I'm doing this on the wrong side of the fabric. I'm going to tuck that overlocking in, turn that down, and it's only going to be having a slight small hem on that. A little bit of a back tack to start off, and then I'm just going to keep folding that across over, I'm going to keep folding that over as I'm sewing it down. So this is the shirring elastic that you're going to need. Right, so I'm just going to start, because you have to wind it on your bobbin by hand, so you're going to hold it there. Now you're going to just wind it on, but you're not pulling the elastic, so you're winding it on nice and loose. Right, and then cut that bit off that is hanging off there, because we don't want that causing any problems in your bobbin. Cut that off, and then that's ready to use. So I've already got the elastic in me underneath. I'm going to turn the tension on top twice, because this is what's going to help with your shearing as well as the elastic. So I'm going to start off at the back seam. I'm going to give it a good back tack, and then I'm simply going to start by getting that blue line in between the foot, so the needle's going down into the blue line. Now when I come to the seam, on where the seam is, I'm going to stitch in the ditch till I get to my next blue line. And then off I go on my next row. Let me just see how many I've got left on that. I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Right, so I'm coming up to this again, and I'm going to give it a really good back tack to secure that elastic. And take that out. I'm going to change the spool again. Now when I'm changing it this time, I'm going to start from the other end. Take that to the back. So I'm going to start on the seam, but I'm going to start at this end because it's easier, because I've got a lot more bulk at that side where I've been sewing. So let me just get on there, on the seam. Really good back tack. good back tack to finish off. Let me see if I've got any elastic bits of cottons that need to be cut off, but I have been doing it as I've been going along. And you can just see there, guys, how much neater that is by stitching it in a loop. So you can see here that it's quite loose at the minute, the shirring. So what you need to do is actually just press this and you can see, if you look at the top where it's been done and at the bottom, so this is quite loose and this is just tightening it in a bit and making it look like, you know, like shirring does look. And don't leave it on your fabric long, this, because this is sheer, it would burn easily. And you can even put a cloth over it if you wanted to, you know, like what I've been doing sometimes this week with some of my pressing. I've had like a cotton towel and I've just pressed through it, so you're not in any danger of burning it. I'm going to walk round it close and just see if you can see actually where the side seam is. Right, so I've just actually walked all the way around that, and the side seam is actually here. Right, so I'm going to turn it the right way, okay, and then I'm going to tuck one inside the other. So what I'm going to do now then, I'm going to get the top, making sure I'm lining the seams up, just there, and I'm going to work my way around, just clipping the edges together. I've still got my sheer elastic on, and I'm literally just going to pull it now, and I'm going to stitch round it in that blue line, stretching the top and the bottom out, giving it a good back tack again. And at the same time I'm making sure that no fabric underneath is wanting to curl up and tuck on the inside. Okay, let me show you how to do an alternate strap then for the type that I've just shown you that ties around the middle. So I'm going to mark this, I'm going to do it a nice deep one because she loves quite thick ones, our Katie. So I'm going to do this to 6 inch. I'm marking it at 6 inch all the way across. Right, now let me just go and measure that one that I paid because I want to do a nice long one. Right, so it needs to be 81 inch, so I'm going to cut this first. I'm not going to cut any more off there because I think that I'm doing another pair of wrap round trousers out of what's left from that. Right, so I've got this. Let me just see how long this is to this, because ones are longer than the other, and then work out. actually that does there, because it needs to be 81. Our page is measuring 81, so I'm going to do that, and that'll give me 81, because that was actually, what was that, 40, 42. So if you've got a long piece of fabric, you might get this in one cut if you're going down your fabric, but me, I've just got these two. Right, so let me just get the right sides. Yeah, so I'm just going to stitch this straight down the middle. Right, then I'm going to go to one end, fold it in half, and I'm going to do a pointed end. And I'm just going to keep folding this in half as I go. Now when I come to the join, I'm just going to stop, because I'm going to be stitching that. That's going to be my area for pulling the strap through. So I'm only going to leave about an inch. Right, so I'm going to cut the excess fabric off on the corners. So I'm going to get a sharp corner on that when I press it. Right, where's them excess cotton? I'm going to cut them excess cottons off where I've just joined it. There was some in the middle. Get those off. Okay, I'm going to get my knitted needle to push this through. And then I'm just going to fold this over and stitch this back up. So get your fabric so that there's nothing loose. You've got to you're doing it tight to the seam. Back tack. Right, so I'm just going to go and press this off camera. This is a finished tie for the neck, guys. Like I've said, just strapped it down there. It iron's lovely, actually, this fabric. Just said that it's sheer, but I did put like a cotton cloth over it and then pressed it. And then from the back, as you see, she's got a lovely bow and then some cute fabric hanging down. So that just gives you another look to your boob tube. And as you saw, it's super, super easy to do. So this is the top that I was telling you that I'd made for myself, and I'm going to be making one more of these for my holiday, because I've actually bought some lovely fabric yesterday. But this is just, gives you a great rockabilly look. These straps are just stitched in place. It looks a bit bulky there because I've got my bra underneath and I've tucked my straps in. So it's just stitched in the lines that's already there. So it's neat and tidy. It's very comfortable around my neck. And but another option, like I said, is that you could put two buttons on here, bring your strap over, make it a fancy corner if you want. You could do it like an arrow or straight coming in, whichever way you want to do it, and then put it on when you want it on, and then take it off when you don't want it on, and then you've just got your strapless boob tube. And then another option is where you would put two straps. So let's say that's the thin strap that you wanted. So you'd put that inside and stitch it, and you could have it long here where you tied it on top, or you could just stitch it down. And then at the back, what you could do is, if you was stitching it down, if you fetch it further in, so if you aim for it to come to the centre, that's not going to drop down off your shoulder. This was sheer, but because I've doubled it in, you can see now she can quite easily wear that without a bra because it's not see-through anymore. So that's it guys on actually doing a sheared top. So thanks for watching guys, take care for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.